Now we're going to go through the teardown of the Toshiba B20 base unit. So it has a front flap that comes down, there's no keys for these, and a 7-segment display for error readouts. At the back we have the peripherals with the gender changer, dual serial and ODAT card that will need swapping out when you get a new base unit. So in order to tear down, first we pinch this clip at the side, that'll release the front cover. Once the front cover is removed, you'll need to remove the 2 thumb screws on the front faceplate. Once the faceplate is removed, you'll see that there is a small plastic peg that needs to be there on the front. This is for the power good switch that you'll see there, and if this isn't depressed, the machine won't power on. Next we can remove the hard drive. That just pulls out. It's a 2.5 inch mechanical SATA drive. We are not allowed to replace this with a solid state. Then to remove the motherboard, you've got the latch at the front, pull it, this releases it from the chassis. Then you can remove the motherboard as a whole from the chassis. The other thing to check is the amount of memory that the machine has. The memory can be found on the underside of the motherboard. Laptop style, so you'll need to undo the 2 retaining clips on either side and the memory should just pop straight out. And it's the exact reverse to put it back in again. Next we'll move on to the reverse of the machine. In order to get the peripherals out, you'll need to undo the thumb screw on the back. This will then allow you to slide this particular piece of metal bracket up. Then you can slide the locking bar across once that's moved out of the way. So slide that across and then that can be pulled out. Next you'll need to pull on the tab. This will then release the peripherals and PSU from the chassis and you'll be able to slide it out and remove it. This is how we will need to remove the ODAT card and the dual serial card when swapping a unit, as these do not come as part of a new unit. So in order to remove these 2 cards, you'll have to undo the Phillips screw. This holds the PCI cards in place. Once it's removed, slide the bracket and lift up. Now that the bracket's removed, you can remove the ODAT card. When removing this, there is a cable that connects the ODAT card to the back peripheral board. Make sure that when removing this, you pull up by the plastic and do not pull up on the cable. These are fragile and may break. This is what gives the display to the ODAC. So if you have no display and no one can see it remotely, this might be the fault. Next we're going to move on to the dual serial card. It has a gender changer on it. This is for the scanner scales on the main bank lanes. You'll need to remove the gender changer and then this will allow you to release and pull through the dual serial card. Next we'll tackle the USB section. This will need to be removed if you're doing a PFS because the ODAT card is in here rather than as a PCI card. So undo the thumb screw, pop the backplate off, and then it's a PCI style connector so you can just pull the whole cage off. Then from there you can pull the back off and this will then allow you to remove any boards necessary. And that's it. That's it all stripped down. And then in order to put it back together, it's the exact process in reverse, which you'll see in a minute. So when replacing these, you will need to replace the ODAT card and the dual serial card. They do not come with the base unit. It's also worth checking that enough memory is come with the new unit. They need a minimum of 2 gig. If this isn't installed, the machine will not work and the scanner will lock up constantly. There we go, all slotted back together. You can swap the hard drives over as well. There is no MAC addressing, and that's it, done.